his way up to the blue corner. Please welcome John Vincent Pangga.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
It is Fight Day presented by Treasure Boxing Promotions and Johnny Elorde Boxing. In the main event, we will have John Riel Casimero versus Philippus Nghitumbwa defending his title, and then the WBO Asia Pacific Junior Middleweight Championship between Takeshi Inoue and Weljon Mindoro. Thank you so much for joining us as we start off this Fight Day. My name is James Velasquez, together with Mr. Sev Sermenta. And Sev, it is going to be Jonathan Francisco from the red corner going up against John Vincent Pangga in the blue.
Hi, James. Nice to see you again. And this is just the first of 62 rounds that we are going to tackle here today, including the Casimero Nghitumbwa fight later on. And we have a six-rounder right atop our ring right now.
And Pangga, of course, a younger fighter compared to Francisco, looking to take the fight early, starting off with the 2 3-punch combinations, but our referee breaking that one up. Accidental hit to the back of the head.
And Francisco is the journeyman, and he has an 11-19-1 record. He's been around, 30 years old, and you were saying correctly that he is the more senior fighter, and it's another opportunity for a payday here with the six-rounder.
True. And of course, there's always that puncher's chance in bouts like this. Pangga trying to measure the distance.
A little slower for this fight. This is not a four-rounder. If this were a four-rounder, we'd have these fighters throwing punches at each other early on, but this is a six-rounder, so a bit of pacing and medyo better. And they are quite veterans if you think about it.
None of that youthful exuberance at the
agreed.
start where you try to land bombs early.
Yes, and try to make an impression right away.
The southpaw stance for Pangga, trying again to close the distance. Francisco trying to land that counter right. But so far, Pangga has been mixing it up. Head, body, ooh, good. Good connection up top.
Pangga seems to be the more industrious fighter, taking the fight strong against Francisco here in the early goings.
Pangga also trying to load that right straight.
Using it as a lead, actually, huh? And evasive tactics that time. Now Francisco is hoping he can land a big shot. Of course, he's won of his 11 fights that he's won 5 by a KO.
Oh, Francisco trying to battle back. Pangga has him against the ropes. Just past the 10-second mark in round number 1.
And that's clearly a round that'll go to Pangga most likely. And of course, we have the 10-point must system of scoring. 10-9 usually is the average score you give unless there's a knockdown. And early...
Back together again.
Yeah, exactly. And round 2 just around the corner. It's 62 rounds of boxing. The one fight, aside from the Casimero fight, I'm looking forward to John Mindoro going up against Takeshi Inoue. And as you said, Inoue is the brother of the more famous Inoue.
Yeah, Naoya, the monster.
Yeah, the one who terrorizes everybody. And everybody wants to beat him meet him because it's a big payday. Second round, just about ready to step in, James.
Now, after that feel-out round, let's see if Francisco can get his bearings better against, like you said, the work rate, punch rate of Pangga again, leading with that snappy left jab, going to the body first.
You know, Francisco has hardly thrown anything. He's the counter puncher. He's just waiting for Pangga to throw something, and the much younger Pangga just throwing everything he can so far.
Look at Francisco trying to get to that outside lead foot.
Yeah. And I think he's looking for that big punch right away. He's not willing to box. I'm too old to do that. I'm going to look for the big one right away.
Try to be economical. But so far, Pangga has been hitting the mark. Ooh.
Yes, clearly so.
Francisco, I think, is trying to create an angle. Ooh, nice. Left hook connecting up top.
And the counter puncher landing something. And he's beginning to connect right now, James.
But that 1-2 combination blitzing past the defense up top. Clearly, Francisco has been feeling the effects of the body shots that Pangga has been utilizing early.
No question about it. And it's now up to Francisco to rally here. He's behind after losing that first round, but a much better round, too, for Francisco. But Pangga is the initiator here.
Again, staying active with that left jab.
That he is, yes.
He's trying to go with a peekaboo stance here, Francisco, but there's not a lot of head movement, so you're just a stationary target. Coming up on 55 seconds here in round number 2. Again, Pangga so active with that left jab. It's like he's just firing away shot after shot. Oh, good ring generalship there, following up with a 1-1-2. Francisco trying to unload that right hand, but you got to set it up.
Very quiet boxing crowd, I must say, and the action not yet picking up. The boxing crowd here, they know it's the first round, of a ripple of applause. But look at this, Pangga now trying to make the statement as the round ends, to make that impression with the judges. Hey, I am going to...
And unloading with bad intentions here, Pangga. Francisco trying to counter, but that ends round number 2. Again, we have some special bouts coming up. Jamel Magramo going up against Thai heavy puncher Pisanu Chimsunton. And then Carlo De Mesilio, Sev, looking to finally beat a Japanese counterpart. In his 3 losses, he has lost to world title contenders Sho Ishida, Hisashi Amigasa, and Satoshi Shimizu. Will he finally break through versus Jun Ikegawa, who is only a 2-year pro?
We have a good international roster of fighters aside from the main event, Philippus Nghitumbwa and Inoue, Hanada, Ikegawa, the Thai fighter. Of course, in our curtain racers, we have our two pairs of Filipinos. This is the anong round na tayo? Third round.
And our curtain raiser, again, John Vincent Pangga. And the dark blue with green trim trunks, while it's blue and yellow for the veteran, Jonathan Francisco.
Panga has been doing a good job setting up his shot so far. He's keeping that jab very busy. Now Francisco is trying to overpower Panga, but it's not going to happen. Oh, good combinations, James.
Now he's starting to connect, and look at Pangga. I think he's trying to end this affair early. Now they're looking to trade, but look at both fighters.
Because probably the corner of Francisco said, hey, you're behind. Better start doing something here.
You know, Francisco's economic approach starting to change up now.
Yes, he's a little more industrious, but you like the jab of Panga so far.
Pangga again mixing up that jab, up top, down low, and then follows it up with good ring generalship. Sev, you've seen him use the ring actively.
That's a good point. And he's picking his spots, actually. Trying to, as you say, keep measuring as he keeps throwing that jab of his, keeping it active here in the middle part of this third round.
You know, that's something that Manny Pacquiao's past sparmates have told me. When I would cover his training camps, Manny uses the ring really actively and makes sure that he gets out of harm's range. He usually sidesteps to the lead foot, outside the lead foot, so that the opponent has to pivot. And I see the same being utilized by Pangga here in this fight.
And that's clearly so. In the meantime, Francisco trying to retaliate. He wants Pangga to mix it up because the counter puncher enjoys the exchange. The counter puncher becomes impatient when it's a shoot from a distance kind of affair.
That's true. That's right. He's waiting for him to open up, make a mistake somewhere. And you know that right is just ready to unload.
Yes, it is.
But Pangga not playing that game versus Francisco. He's comfortable here.
Yes, he is.
I'll hit you with my
two,
3-punch combinations and then step back, dance around. Second warning. Again, whenever Pangga hears that, he's unloading.
And look at that, Francisco. Come on, mix it up. No, I am not getting hurt by anything that you throw so far. Third round drops its curtain.
Again, double WBO championship fights today. The main event of our fight card will be Cuadro Alas, John Riel Casimero, challenging for the WBO Junior Featherweight Championship held by Philippus Nghitumbwa. First time fighting as a pro out of his native Namibia.
He says in his lots of interviews that the count of his fights is not accurate. He's also fought in Zimbabwe and some other countries. So he feels that the 12 that has been registered officially for him is not really official. Well, we'll just trust Boxing Rec for the time being.
In your experience, Seb, does that really play a factor if you're fighting abroad? Or is the ring the same anyway?
The ring is the same anywhere. And when you're atop that ring, it becomes immaterial. And the only thing that matters is we who cover the fights. We want to know their experience, how much fighting they've already poured into. Because later on, if you look at it, 32 fights by Casimero against only 12 by Philippus is a huge difference in terms of experience.
Francisco so far looking to be a two-handed fighter now. He's been trying to land that right straight, that right counter. But I think the way that Pangga has been sidestepping towards his left lead foot, maybe he should utilize.
And he has this bad habit of stretching his right hand in preparation for whatever there is, whatever he wants to do with his left hand. He must have fought a lot of amateur fights that way when he was back in Cagayan de Oro. And some of the old habits are hard to get rid of.
Pangga now trying to bob and weave his way around the ring.
but really not hurting Francisco a lot.
Yes.
He's thrown a lot of punches, but has really not hurt. Francisco continues to brawl.
Pangga has to be wary though. One
Oh, yeah.
perfectly
Yes,
placed
that's-
counter.
That is so correct. And that is what Francisco is looking for. That's why he's being egging on Pangga. Come on inside, let's do something. This is boring. But good combinations. You're right about the 1-2 punch that Pangga has been able to unleash.
Francisco has to be active now. 4 rounds in. And about scheduled for 6.
And both fighters dropping to the deck there. And Francisco holding on to his noggin, may have been hit by an elbow.
Pangga has just been fighting his fight here.
Oh, that's
Scoring from a
yeah,
distance.
that's absolutely correct. Oh, he has that wicked left hand, really.
Again, unloads that left, sidesteps, gets out of trouble, out of the way of the counter.
Francisco felt that. He
Yeah.
buckled and he backstepped a bit there. Fighters usually say, they gesture, nothing.
But that's when
Yeah, that's when they really
know.
feel it. You know that they feel it.
It's like when you were spanked as a kid, and you say,
yeah,
"No, it
and
doesn't
then-
hurt."
Yeah, and then you're crying. In the meantime, Pangga continues to do that measuring thing he likes to do. Oh, good.
Beautiful.
left hand. Yes.
Beautiful left straight.
He separated the defense of Francisco very accurately in that last shot.
4 rounds in. And so far, John Vincent Pangga looking good. Take a look at some of the highlights here, Seb.
And this is what he's doing, trying to lead with that left or right hand. He's trying to shift actually, and going back to his normal fighting hand. Francisco needs so much more here. He's way behind in our unofficial scorecard. He hasn't gotten any of the rounds so far.
And we are coming to you from the Okada Manila Grand Ballroom. We've got a couple of World Championship fights coming up. But so far, the curtain raiser, John Vincent Pangga, leading the way versus Jonathan Francisco.
And in terms of work rate, work pace, it's been all Pangga in this fight. The young 21-year-old fighting this journeyman, 30-year-old hoping to have a decent performance here in the hope of having another fight. Each fight is career-defining for the boxers, whether you're starting, you're a journeyman, whether you're fighting for a world championship. Each fight matters. It's the one that's in front of you that's very important.
Most impressive so far, Seb. Oh, Pangga again with that double left straight. Panga's footwork has been impeccable here so far. Creating angles.
If he can learn how to double up on that left hand, because he shoots with his right, fires that left, then leaves it at that. He needs a third shot to keep it.
Agreed.
Yeah. If he wants to go far in his career, needs another punch to follow up from that 1-2 combination. One, then he moves away. He's also wary of Francisco's capability to hit him.
True.
Oh, he hit the referee. Uh-oh. What did the referee do? He stopped the contest.
And John Vincent Pangga. Successful showing here against Jonathan Francisco. And I think Francisco, of course, upset
Yeah,
that the fight was halted.
There was no knockdown, actually. Let's wait for the official announcement from Boy Villanera. Well, it's not clear if he was injured, actually. There's no cut. But the referee Gerald Bassett suddenly stepped in and stopped the fight and declared Pangga as the winner. Well, Pangga was leading on all the scorecards, I suppose.
And Francisco actually, I think, not waiting for the decision, but Pangga again, what a showing. Excellent footwork.
Yep. In the meantime, we will await for the official announcement of the result of this fight, for the confirmation actually. So, okay, let's listen in.
May we call it the former WBO Asia Pacific and WBO Oriental champion who won, Martin by Elorde. Ladies and gentlemen, your official time, 1 minute and 41 seconds of round number 5. For your winner by technical knockout, John Vincent Pangga.
Apparently, the decision was made because the fighter from on the opponent of Pangga, Francisco, was not throwing punches. I think the referee was concerned of the fact that he might be putting himself in harm's way, and he was not throwing any clear, decisive punches. But it's a TKO win by Pangga. We approached the table of the GAB officials to seek clarification, and I think there's no question about it. It was so one-sided that Pangga was in full control of the bout.
Agreed. And another great showing for John Vincent Pangga, hiking his record now to 9 wins with 6 KOs. And hopefully, good things are on the horizon for that young man. Check out some of the highlights. John Vincent Pangga dicing up that defense. And finally, our referee stopping the fight.
So yan po ang
Pangga,
ating latest
victorious.
update.
Now
Tuloy
first
lang
bout.
po mga kaboksingero sa ating timeout.
Ay, I don't wanna play with me, no way. Got these chains up on my face. Riding on a lane, no pain, no gain. Hopping on a train, might go insane. I don't wanna be with you, no way. Have respect for who I am. Saying no to someone that plays. Gotta shut down all of this hate.